first question is, do you still remember the first time you were called for the country, and what was your reaction?
I do remember I was playing golf with my dad when I got a phone call, and it was the assistant manager at Liverpool phoning me to say that I was picked in the national team. I was obviously very excited, and I phoned all my friends, and it was a very good day, and to meet up with England and to make my debut was fantastic.
Okay, and you're one of the few English who have played 3 World Cups in a row, 1998, and 1998, 2002, and 2006. But England didn't go that far for all 3 tournaments, and said a little bit pity about this. And which is your most unforgettable game in the World Cup?
Well, I think in the first tournament against Argentina, I think, well, as we all know, we played with 10 men for probably about an hour, 30 minutes in the second half, and then all of extra time. We had a goal that was disallowed that was a good goal, and then we lost on penalty. So I think we were the better team in that game. We were very unlucky to go out, and I think that was a very good team that we had back then. Who knows, if we had won that game, then who knows where we would have gone. So I think that was the one game that I look back on and think we should have won.
Yeah, talking about that game, because you became famous after that game, and how did life change after the 1998 World Cup, and how long did it take to get it adapted to you?
Well, I think I was famous in England, obviously, and in some parts of the world because of Liverpool, and I'd spent a year playing for Liverpool. So, but I think to the rest of the world, that tournament was when a lot of people had heard about my name. So it did change things for me, but I think I was mentally quite ready for it. I took it in my stride. I always wanted to be a professional footballer. I always wanted to be one of the best players in the world, and mentally I think I prepared for it. So I don't think, even though things changed, I don't think I changed in any way, and nor did my family, and that's the most important thing.
Okay, and there was a game in 2001, it's 5-1 against Germany, and there is the 2002 win over Argentina, both a big rivalry to England. Which game will make you more happier to win?
Well, as you say, they are both big games for England, big rivalry. I think the game against Germany would probably make me happier. That was a World Cup qualifier. We needed to win, and Germany had just beat us 1-0 at Wembley in the last game at Wembley. So we needed to win. It was a big game, and to win 5-1 was fantastic. We came back to England as big heroes that day. So that was really good. One of the most memorable games in my career.
I see. And back in the times, we have Shearer, you, and Sheringham, very good strikers in the national team. Now it seems the younger strikers still catching up with you guys. People think that the overall quality of the England is not as good as before. And what do you think about this? And can the England national team have good strikers like you in the future?
Well, I think for the last 2 or 3 years our England team hasn't been as good as it normally is, but I think just in this last few months we're starting to play very well again, and we look as if we've got a good team. There's some good young players coming through. In England I don't think we've got the depth of strikers like we used to have. We used to have 6 or 7 top class strikers. Now we maybe only have 2. And for this World Cup we need to keep our best players fit. They need to be fit and healthy, otherwise we haven't got much in reserve. So Wayne Rooney is obviously one of our main players in the team, and he scores goals and does well. And then Daniel Sturridge at Liverpool is starting to really develop into a good player. So those 2 players, hopefully we keep them fit and they go to the World Cup for us.
I see. Back in the Bill, maybe a couple of times ago, and you and Piers Morgan supported David Beckham on the internet. So David, from your point of view, what kind of a teammate is him? And is that every striker wishes to have a teammate like him?
Yeah, I played alongside David Beckham for a long time, Real Madrid and obviously England throughout my career. So we played alongside and shared a lot of good experiences in the England team. And he was a fantastic player to have playing behind you. He created a lot of my goals. He had one of the best crosses, he had great vision and a great passing ability. And he was always looking for me for the different runs that I make, and if he decided he wanted to play a ball, he was very accurate in his passing. So yeah, I have a lot. Me and David used to link up very well. He used to create a lot of my goals, so I was very thankful for that.
In your career, you have met countless defenders. Which one do you think is the most difficult to deal with?
Well, it's very difficult to say, really. I think Marcel Desailly was certainly one of the strongest. When he was at Chelsea, he was very, very good, very strong and fast. And then players like Rio Ferdinand and John Terry, when they were in their prime, they were very difficult as well. So it's there's so many good players. It's hard to say which was the best one, but I think those three were probably the best.
Okay. During the time in China, you played against Desailly again?
That's right, yeah. I hope he's a bit slower now. Well, some of the games I'll be playing with him and some against him, so hopefully when I play against him he's a bit slower than he used to be.
Okay. Alright, so the final question for the first section is how far do you think England can go in the 2014 World Cup in Brazil?
Well, I think history will tell you that European teams have never won a World Cup in South America. So I think it's going to be very difficult with the different weather. English players aren't used to the hot weather. And if you'd asked me this question 1 year ago, I would think we wouldn't go far at all. But now I think we're starting to play very well, and maybe we've got a chance of going quite far in the tournament. I think if we get into the last 8 quarterfinals, then that would be quite successful for us.